What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Still a nation. What is happening, good people? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Steelers versus the Titans afterplay week 9. It is week 9, right? Right? Yeah. Welcome, guys and gals. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm going to say hello to the early commenters really quick. Then I'm going to dive into it because I have a lot to say in a short amount of time. So let me just say this for the newcomers. For some of you who are seeing this for the first time, this is my afterplay. Basically, obviously, as it states in the title, this is my afterplay. My reaction, knee-jerk reaction to the game. Could be right, I could be wrong. But then we come back on Tuesday. On Tuesday, we do Terrible Towel Tuesday. That is the show where I have paid more attention to the game. I've rewatched it. And in this case, I'll have plenty of time to do it because obviously this is a Thursday night game. But I would have rewatched the game. I would have reviewed the All 22. And then in this case, I will have time to review the All 22 because we're playing on Thursday. And that's when I give more analysis and more detailed opinions on the game. But also, I have phone calls. So that's when you can call into the show. At the end of the show, I will put the phone number up on the screen for you guys to see. But let's get right into it, man. Let's say what's up to Brent Fox, Walter Worthy, and appreciate Walter and Debbie. Thank you, Debbie, for sending me an email. I had the wrong title. Yeah, I was copy and pasting, guys, as far as, when I just reuse the same settings and I have to change the title, but I forgot to change the title from the Rams game. My bad. But appreciate y'all bringing that to my attention. Thomas August Weinert, Vista Light, Adam Owens, 412 born and raised. Susie M. Hello, Susie. Lovely lady of the chat. Also, Sade. Hello, Miss Sade. My lovely ladies in the chat, man. Always take a special hello. Take my time to say hello to the ladies. Fellas, please do the same. Lay out the red carpet for them. Relfax. Who else is up in here early? Wave Dave. BQ412. He says, good win. It was, let's just say this. It was good that we won. That's the best I got for you. Jordan Mid, the master of music. Who else is up in here? Ali Howard. Darkman. Lydell Dorsey. Dietrich Bundick. Y Diggy's in the building. A-Bomb. Leonard Dodd. Who else? Daddy Gilgamish. Is that how you say it? He says, hey, Sim, this is my first time. Finally catch you live. Oh, man, I appreciate that. Appreciate that, my man. Appreciate you coming through. I'm glad you're able to catch it live and in fact. Appreciate that. So, all right, I'm going to stop wasting time. I see Sixburg 6 is in here. And one more. There we go. Father-in-law Leonard is in the building. My good brother Tony in the building. I'm sure Kenyon is probably off in here as well. So let's get right to it. Y'all know the routine. What I do is I basically give you my thoughts or my note taking of the first offensive series as well as the first defensive series. As you guys would know if you watched the game, the Steelers did get the ball first, and we did something that I didn't think was possible. We did something that I did not think was possible under Matt Canada. Let's talk about it. First drive, Matt Canada's on the sideline. That's something that I want to pay attention to. Matt Canada was on the sideline tonight. I'm going to talk about that later. It was a pickup of 4 yards by Najee Harris. We ran a screen on second down to Najee, but it got swatted down. It was good to see that, Matt Canada. Good to see something outside of the norm. Let's mix in a few more of these offensive, obviously, these halfback screens. Let's do a couple of more of those. I think there's room for those in this offense because a lot of, the way the defenses are playing the Steelers, anticipating what we're going to do because we're so predictable. I think the screens can pop and potentially work if we call them at the right time. So it was cool to see that on second down. Steelers were then able to convert a 36 with the pass to Allen Robinson. There was then another pass to Jaylen Warren for the gain of 9. Then Warren converts a first down on 2nd and 2. Steelers then pick up another first down with the pass to Connor Haywood. And we did that a few times tonight. We kind of did the play action, boot action, throw to Connor Haywood. Good to see that. Keep Kenny Pickett on the move because I think Kenny Pickett is decent on the move. After that, defense was also offsides on that particular play. There was an ineligible man downfield on an RPO. It backed the Steelers up 5 yards. Pickett misses Deontay Johnson. That was on that left side. Deontay kind of sat in the hole of the zone, and he throws it high. So that's what happened there on 1st and 15. But then we get a gain of 13 yards. On 2nd and 13, Pickett was able to stay alive, and he avoided the sack, and he found Deontay Johnson. Steelers then convert a 3rd and 2 with the pass to Deontay Johnson in front of one Terrell Edmonds. I was about to say Terrell Austin. One Terrell Edmonds. Edmonds, I'm just being honest, wasn't a factor tonight. Got him a couple times. I saw George Pickens got him one time when Edmonds was blitzing, and Pickens was able to sit him down. But shout outs to Edmonds, man. Like I said, I'll be honest with y'all. Y'all want me to be kind of honest? You want me to be kind of honest tonight? I take Terrell Edmonds. I take the Terrell Edmonds that played for the Steelers over some of them other dudes we got out there playing safety. They won't necessarily ball hawks. He's definitely not a ball hawk, but could we agree that Edmonds, you know what, I'm going to pause for a moment and see if y'all agree with me. Could we agree that the way Terrell Edmonds played in the Steelers defense, particularly last season, maybe the season before that, would be better than number 29? Excuse me. My bad. Let me apologize to number 29, man. I keep saying his name. I just continue to say his name even when I'm not talking about him. My bad. And I'm going to get to him in a minute too. Would Terrell Edmonds be better than number 23 and 31? Just thinking about how the Steelers defense operates and what we need or we would get out of a strong safety in this current defense. Would Terrell Edmonds be better than what we currently have? A lot of you guys are saying yes. Yeah, he would. He would. I'm just saying. But see, y'all was so quick to kick the man out the door. Y'all was so quick to throw him away with the bathwater. So fast. OMG Reptar says no, he thinks 23 played well. Okay. I will say 23 wasn't as bad tonight, but he was horrible against the Jags. And I saw that live and in person. So I'm just talking about totality. Let's not look at one game. You can't do that. You have to look at the collective. I think Edmonds would be better collectively if he was on this team. But all right, let me get back to it. Let's see. So as you know, Deontay Johnson catches the ball in front of Terrell Edmonds. The Steelers get into the red zone. Najee scores on the next play with a run up the middle. And the Steelers finally score on the first drive of the game. It is 7-0, Pittsburgh Steelers. Long time coming. All right, defensively, TJ Watt is called for roughing. Horrible call. Man, listen. The competition committee is going to have to do something about roughing, man. I understand it's the new way of the NFL. Well, if you come with all of your body weight on the quarterback, they're going to call it whatever. It's stupid. But it takes me back again to last game against Jacksonville. Kenny Pickett doesn't get the call, but then they call it on number 31 when he blitzed on a 3rd down. The hit on Kenny Pickett was much worse than the hit that 31 put on Trevor Lawrence. But for some reason, the Steelers don't get the roughing call. It's not consistent, man. All right, so he gets called for roughing. Patrick Peterson gets called for illegal contact. That was a good call because Patrick Peterson did do that. You know what? I have an announcement to make. I said I was going to give him time. I said I was going to give him a pass because of his age, and he was honest with us. I'm contemplating calling Patrick Peterson number 20. The reason why I don't want to do it, though, let me tell y'all why I don't want to do it. And you know what? I'm going to go back on my own word, and I'm going to stick to what I originally said. I'm not going to call him number anything because Patrick Peterson has been a stud in this league. 13th season in. He's 33 years old. He told us, I can't run anymore. I'm not the guy I used to be, but I think I could bring veteran leadership. I still got some play in me. He makes some plays here and there, but he is a liability. But I'm not going to disrespect him because Patrick Peterson might end up being a Hall of Famer. I don't know. Has had an amazing career. I'm not going to disrespect a guy who's been there, done that, and call him number 20 because of his extensive career and how good he was when he was at the top of his game. But I will say, Patrick Peterson is a liability, man. He is, bro. We threw him out there at safety a few times. I think that's probably where we're going to need him to play. I think that's where we play him now. Safety. Let him get some safety looks here and there when we're in the dime package, or when we want to, kind of put a three safety look out there. And we did that some tonight. I don't know if you guys noticed that. We also did that a couple games in a row. We did that in the Rams game. We had him a couple plays at safety. I also believe we did it in the Jags game. But we definitely did it tonight, and that's probably going to be the best place for him because when he has to cover, he just can't do it. It is what it is. Father time, man. So anyway, Peterson is called for illegal contact, and it was. Steelers didn't give up a 4th and 1 with a direct snap to Derrick Henry. JPJ, Joy Porter Jr., gets called for face mask. Steelers faced with the 3rd and 8 just outside of the end zone. The Steelers were able to get a sack, but Joy Porter Jr. jumps off sides and hands to the face as well. You're counting the amount of penalties. Then he gives up the first down, and the Steelers facing the 3rd and 5 from the 10-yard line. TJ gets a sack while getting his helmet taken off, and the Steelers are able to hold the Titans to a field goal. So, the bend but don't break mentality. Too many penalties on that first defensive series, and I have office visits tonight. I have office visits. Young Peasy, come on in here, sir, please. Come on in. First of all, Joy Porter Jr., we're happy to have you in Pittsburgh. We love your dad. We're starting to love you. You got a little bit of that grit in you. You might not be as outgoing and as vocal as your pop, but we see a little dog in you. You want to compete. You're playing well. I got to say it. You're playing well. You've earned the starting position as one of the corners. But, son, what happened tonight? I mean, did you not do laundry at home, so you wanted to see laundry being thrown on the field tonight? What happened, sir? I mean, bruh. First drive. How you commit two penalties? How you commit two penalties on the same drive? Matter of fact, on the same play. Two penalties on the same play. And you caused the Steelers to, stay on the field. You did it again at the very end of the game. Game was over. But you called for holding. You got to clean that up. You have been playing pretty clean. But I'm going to be honest, even as a fan and wanting my team to win, there was a few times tonight, particularly on that play when, unfortunately, Traylon Burke gets hurt. I hate to see that. Hope that kid is okay. But on that play, you were holding Hopkins on that play. Real grabby. You're doing a lot of this. Real grabby. You're going to have to fix that. We believe in you, but you got to clean that up, brother. That last penalty could have cost the game. Dismiss. All right, I'm going to be really quick with the key moments, man. Key moments. And this, again, for the new folks, this is just stuff that I jot down while the game is going on. And this was a lot tonight. Steelers score on the opening drive with a very balanced attack. Applause to the Steelers for doing that. Because, I mean, just a real quick applause. Not too much. I'm not going to give you so much credit for doing what you needed to do, what you've been needing to do since the season started. So I ain't giving you so much credit, but good job. Steelers hold the Titans to a field goal on their opening drive. Again, that was a key moment because if it's 7-7 right there, who knows? Kenny misses Pickens on a 3rd and 8 on the Steelers' second drive. I'm going to get to Kenny here in a moment. Will Levis was able to find DeAndre Hopkins for a 29-yard pickup with their backs up to the end zone, and Holcomb goes down. Hate to see that, man. We'll have to wait and hear exactly what it is, but Holcomb goes down, and ironically, he was matched up on Hopkins. I mean, listen, guys, I know it happens in the NFL a lot, but I swear the Steelers seem to sometimes, just they get caught with their pants down quite a lot as far as having a linebacker matched up against a top flight receiver. How many times have we seen that? Like I said, that's not mutually exclusive to the Steelers. It happens. We've even had that matchup where we won that against other teams, but it just seems like the Steelers do it repeatedly. The personnel just doesn't match up, or maybe the other team is just doing a good job scheming guys, moving guys in the right spot to get that matchup, so you got to give them credit, but it happens quite often. But like I said, that could have been a significant moment in the game. Them guys were backed up on their own end zone, and you give up a 29-yard strike like that, which I think was on 3rd down. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might have been 3rd down, but I could be wrong with that. What else do I have here? Kenny Pickett underthrows Calvin Austin, which would have probably been a touchdown. I mean, we've seen Kenny connect with Calvin Austin deep downfield early in the season, and with that speed, he's out of there. Kenny gets that ball out in front of him. That's probably a house call. That was a significant moment. Steelers give up a 3rd and 13, and it looked like miscommunication. That was the play when Darian rushed, and good to see him on the field, but, you expect that. This guy's fairly new to the fold, but I am happy to see him on the field. Thank you, Mike Tomlin. Thank you, Terrell Austin. Thank you for getting more help on the field and not just signing guys and letting them do nothing, because he also made a good play late in that game. Just didn't come up with the pick. But on that particular play, it looks like miscommunication because Darian Rush, it just looks like where his coverage area, it was just a vacancy behind him, and that was a big-time pickup on 3rd and 13. And the Titans go on at that particular moment. They go on to score, and at that point, it's 10-7, Tennessee Titans. The Steelers are called for 12 men on the field on a 3rd and goal that backs them up to the 11-yard line. Kenny Pickett then throws the ball too low to Allen Robinson. I understand maybe what he was doing, throwing it a bit low there to try to fit it in, but I think if he gets it up a little higher, even leads it just a touch, might be a touchdown to Allen Robinson. So I do credit that as another missed throw. That was a significant moment right there because the Steelers could only come away with a field goal, and at that point, it's 10-10. Steelers go 92 yards to score late in the 4th quarter. Broderick Jones is called for an unsportsmanlike. Unfortunately, that happens. And hold on, guys. I got this in the wrong spot. So let me audible a little bit. Let me rewind that. So forget you heard that. You're going to hear it again. So, second half. Steelers start the defensive series with a 3-and-out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Also, not to mention, the Steelers did have some 3-and-outs on offense as well in this game, which we're going to talk about that in a moment. But I think another key moment was the Steelers went 3-and-out after the Titans scored. Just can't have that, man. You want to sustain a drive at least and try to flip the field, especially in a game like tonight's game where field position meant everything, right? So, what else do I have here? Second half. Like I said, the Steelers were able to put up a 3-and-out. That was huge because at that point, you don't want the Titans to go up. Remember, for you guys who might have seen my before play video I posted earlier today, what did I say? The Steelers need to play with the lead. So I was ecstatic to see us get out and get a 7-point lead because I was like, okay, check. So that same philosophy could be used right here at the half. Steelers did not get the ball at half. I think we actually won, and they elected to take the ball. Okay, cool. I guess Mike Tomlin also felt like, let's go out there, score. I know our offense is struggle, but if we go out there and score and play with a lead, boom. Maybe that was the mentality. But again, if the Titans would have came out and they would have went down and got a touchdown or scored some points on that first drive out of the halftime, I would have been sick, and I think that would have put us in a tough spot. Pickens is unable to keep his second foot in bounds. That was midway through the third quarter, and that should have been a touchdown as well. And, normally he is really good with his feet. I just think where the ball was carrying him, and maybe just, he got the first foot in so clean. Maybe he didn't think he needed to drag, but, missed opportunity right there. I think that was a well-thrown ball by Kenny Pickett. But like I said, maybe George Pickens just assumed that he was in, and, he didn't attempt to drag. But like I said, I'm not going to beat George Pickens up so much because Pickens normally is great with his feet. His footwork is impeccable in terms of the catch. Just missed it on that particular time, and he didn't convert. But that was a key moment, man, because I thought if we come right down and get a touchdown at that point of the game, we're in good shape. Patrick Peterson is called for holding on a 3rd and 6. And that was a moment when the Steelers would have been off the field. I wrote here, I do not like. There was a 2nd and 4. Do you guys remember this in the fourth quarter? Where Matt Canada elects to throw like that quick bubble screen or what have you to George Pickens right down the sideline or down the line of scrimmage rather, right? And it might have been a touch behind the line of scrimmage and we lose 3 yards. I did not like that call. And I'm not going to agree with you're never going to agree with every call. And by the way, let me say this, Matt Canada, and I'm going to get to it in a second. Matt Canada didn't do bad tonight, but you're never going to agree with every call because sometimes, guys, we are results bias. I know that's just the nature of a fan, but from me, again, I told you guys, I kind of look at football a little differently than, a lot of people, and there's a lot of people in this chat that watch the football game intently as well. At that moment, I'm looking at what the Steelers are doing. I'm looking at the line of scrimmage, how we're winning the line of scrimmage. I'm looking at momentum and pace and balance. I just didn't like that particular type of play call. Anything straight down the line of scrimmage or anything behind the line of scrimmage when you just gained 6 yards off of a run. If any time, Matt Canada, I want you to run the football on 2nd down, it's 2nd and 4. The times that we get on you about running the football so predictably is when it's 2nd and long. You have a habit of just turning around and running a straight off tackle play on 2nd and 10 or straight up the middle. That is your MO. But on 2nd and 4, when the Steelers are now starting to win the line of scrimmage, run the ball. At worst, you might end up still with 3rd and manageable, or you might get 3rd and short, or you might pick up the 1st down. So I'm just going to say that particular play, like I said, guys, sometimes situational play calling is where my beef lies sometimes with Matt Canada. I didn't like that particular play call at that moment. But again, largely, I had no beef with Matt Canada for the most part in this game. But I'm going to tell you where my beef was at. Steelers are called for false start by Daniels on 2nd and goal. It was a wildcat play to Najee Harris that probably wasn't going to go anywhere anyway. Deontay Johnson turns around and drops a touchdown. But Allen Robinson was able to draw a penalty, which gave us another try. The very next play, Deontay Johnson is able to catch the pass from Kenny Pickett. Great route. He's wide open. Touchdown, Steelers. Round of applause for Deontay Johnson, man, for finally putting an end to that drought. And at that moment, Steelers were up. Now, this is the place where I would have said the Steelers put up a 92-yard drive to score late in the fourth quarter. Broderick Jones was called for the sportsmanlike penalty after the extra point, which was critical. Come on, young boy. That was critical because you see what type of field position the Titans got. That was huge. So you got to keep your head. I know you're a rookie. This right here. Got to keep your head because that could have cost the Steelers the game because of field position alone. And then, as the game went on, the Titans, their last particular drive, I'm going to say this, the last couple of, plays here and there, the last couple drives. I'm going to say Levi. I'm going to give number 29 his first name back. I'm not going to give him his full name yet because, again, I am not going to forget how this guy has played so far this season. Levi has gotten on my last nerve this season. Y'all know that. I took his name away from him, from you newcomers. When a guy is not playing the way he should, I no longer address him by his name because I feel like they haven't earned it. I call them by their number. And if you play really bad, I don't even say number. I just say 89. Y'all remember who that guy was. For those of you that don't know, Gunnar Olszewski, Gunnar O, that we give him a little fly nickname. That's what we called him in the beginning. He very quickly got the nickname stripped away. He was then Gunnar Olszewski. Very quickly, he became number 89. And extremely quick after that, he was 89. So that's just giving you guys an example of how I do it over here. Some of you in the chat have joined in that. So I'll say his name, but I'm still not going to refer to him as that until he proves and continues to play better. He started the season as Levi Wallace. Gave him that love and respect because I think that particular Levi Wallace played really solid for the Steelers last year. Had some ups and downs, but mostly solid. This year, has not played great. Has not played great, which is another reason why you're seeing Joy Porter Jr. play and start right away. Well, now, last couple games or so. So I was calling him number 29. After a couple plays that he made tonight, I will give him Levi back. He has to earn the rest, or he can also find his way back to 29. So it's up to him. But Levi comes up with the big-time one-on-one coverage on Treylon Burks. Man, unfortunately, Burks gets hurt. Again, prayers to that kid. I hope he's okay. But that was big-time coverage by Wallace. And he even got his head back around slightly to avoid getting called for face guarding. And he was right with him. Good coverage. Good coverage. And there was another moment late in the game that he did something else. I think it was against, might have been against Hopkins. I think it was on their final drive. He had another, nice coverage. So, hey, 2 significant plays late in the game when the Titans are trying to go win the game. I'll give you your first name back. So that was pretty good. Let me see. I did right here. I would like to have seen Matt Canada, do something a little more creative when we were trying to kill the clock. We went very conservative, which I understand that, but I would rather see them maybe do something a little more creative, or, get Kenny on the move, put him on a boot, a simple pass, something that if it's not there, you just run or you just go down to keep the clock going. But instead of just running it up the middle, where obviously they're sitting on that, especially Jeffrey Simmons, man, was blowing up the spot a couple times tonight. So I would have just liked to have seen the offense kill the game and get a little more creative and maybe pick up a first down and not, put it to chance. Also, last thing I think I wrote here was dropped interception by Darian Rush, but I will say he read it beautifully. Perfect play. Outstanding play. Jumped it. Just couldn't catch it. That's why he's a defensive player. But lo and behold, right after that, Quan Alexander with great coverage deep downfield. I'll be interested to see exactly what the coverage was because he was so far back. I'm thinking maybe it might have been a Tampa 2 because usually that's when you get your middle or inside backer to drop significantly far. So I'll be curious to see if it was that or if it was just some type of prevent. But either way, Quan in perfect position, and kudos to him for coming up with the pick. And that sealed the game. A few quick takeaways, and then I'll get in the chat. Like I said, I didn't want to be too long tonight. I think I've already talked way too long. Where we at? Yeah, we at 30 minutes. Okay, not too bad. So let me hurry up and get through this. Broderick Jones. pretty solid game. Pretty solid game. At first, I was a little confused because I thought maybe he would be left tackle and maybe perhaps replace Dan Moore. But like I said, in the Jags game, none of the offensive line was really that great. Chooks had some bad moments in that game. Dan, some slightly bad ones as well. But obviously, the Steelers felt more comfortable with replacing the right tackle. And it could be something as simple as, look, we do want Broderick Jones to play. We want to get this kid on the field. And, okay, right now, maybe the best bet is to put him at right tackle. I don't know. I don't know if that's you understand what I'm saying? Maybe the Steelers feel like they want the best two tackles on the field, and maybe they believe that is Moore and Jones and not Jones and Okorafor. I don't know. I'm just trying to speculate as to maybe why. Obviously, Chooks wasn't hurt because he came in the game one time tonight as number 76 is eligible. And if you remember from the Jags game, that was what we were hearing mostly. Number 77 is eligible. That was Broderick Jones. So the Steelers literally swapped out the starter. They put him at right tackle, and he had a nice game, man, at first glance. When I watch it again, I have more opinion. But again, when I watch the 22, I have an even better opinion. Played well. So shout outs to him. Just keep your head, young buck. That penalty could have cost us. Matt Canada on the sideline, man. And one of the reporters, I think her name is Kaylee, she said that Mike Tomlin kind of said some reference to, hey, it's great when they're in the booth, but, him and the quarterback has communication, but when he's up there, he doesn't have the same level of communication with others who need to talk to him. So that sounds like to me, Mike Tomlin might want to talk to him and advise some things, or Mike Sullivan might want to talk to him and advise some things, and maybe all of the other offensive coaches. But I thought that was a key thing to note. Listen, I'm going to say this. Most of you guys in the chat, guys and girls, a lot of people always want to blame Tomlin for everything, but you never give him credit for anything. So I'm going to act like y'all. I'm going to act like this was a Tomlin decision. I don't know. So in reality, I'm not going to claim that. But what I'm saying is a lot of times, if you're going to give the head coach the blame, you got to give him the praise. So based off of what she said, is it possible that Tomlin was like, nah, you need to come down here where we can all have some influence? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And if he did, if Tomlin made that call, great. Because once again, today's game, I don't much blame Canada for the lack of overall production. I don't. I'm going to get there. A couple other takeaways. TJ Watt being disruptive, man. I mean, this dude drawing penalties and everything early. Again, he gets a sack. I notated that it looks like Joy Porter Jr. was following DeAndre Hopkins early in that game. Maybe not so much later because we did see other people playing him, but I definitely noticed early they kind of had JPJ shadowing him, it appeared. Also, the Steelers were able to bottle up the run game for the most part. Derrick Henry still had about 70-something, but that's Derrick Henry. And the Steelers he didn't necessarily have that moment where they gashed us. They had one. Like Derrick Henry, I think, did have one explosive play, a decent one, but you're not going to hold that dude down the entire game. Yeah, matter of fact, number 23 made the tackle on that and might have saved the touchdown. So I'll give him credit for that. Because one of you guys said that he played well tonight. Again, I haven't analyzed his play. I don't think there were many things that happened against him. So 23 may have had a decent game, but he hasn't done enough yet for me to call him his name again. Because again, I still have just the sour taste in my mouth of how he's played the entire season. And again, seeing him last week, again, even seeing it in person against the Jags, that dude ain't earned his name back yet. But I might have a different opinion of how he played tonight come Tuesday. I might. And Patrick Peterson, man, I wrote here he needs to stay at safety. He's just a liability when he has to chase and run. All right, so let's get to the final point. Well, actually, hold on. Let me give some accolades and office visits, because I already did that. I already did the first one or two, but this last one is coming up. But injuries that we can notate: Highsmith was hopping, early in the game on the first drive, but he came back and he, continued to play. So I don't think anything's wrong there. I'm sure Tomlin's going to say normal bumps and bruises associated with play. Cole Holcomb goes down, man, in the first quarter, and it was friendly fire. Immediately grabbed for his knee, so we'll have to wait to hear what it was. Was it dislocated, out of place? Is it ACL? What? You saw him reach for it immediately and taking off on the cart. Not a good sign, man, and I hate that to happen, because I really think, in my opinion, through these collection of 8 games now, Cole Holcomb has probably been the more solid of the three. He's probably been the most consistent, of the three. Even in the Jags game, he had a lot of tackles. Cole Holcomb was starting to play well. He was heating up, and he was the green dot. So with him going down and no Minka for a while, that's gonna hurt, man. So I hope it's not terrible, but kind of when that cart coming out, because you've seen guys have ACL injuries and they walk off the field because of the way, where the joint is lined up and all of that. But cart coming out, I'm going to wish for the best. Also, Montravius Adams went down in the second quarter, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And I think that was it. It may have been more, but, these are the people that I kind of noticed in game, and, sometimes you miss it. So those are the only injuries that I notated. Penalties. Let's just read them off. Ineligible man downfield on Jones on the RPO. What you're going to do in that case. TJ Watt called for roughing. That was a terrible call. Patrick Peterson called for illegal contact. First drive, Joy Porter Jr. called for face mask. First drive, Joy Porter Jr. called for offsides. First drive, hands to the face, Joy Porter Jr. Also the first drive, still is called for 12 men in the huddle. That was right before the half. Illegal contact by Patrick Peterson. That was on the 3rd and 6. Kept the drive going. Daniels called for false start on 2nd and goal for, I said that was 2nd and goal from the 2 in the 4th quarter. Can't have that. We definitely cannot have that. What else do we have here as far as penalties? Broderick Jones was called for the unsportsmanlike penalty. That was after the extra point from that touchdown in the 4th quarter, and Joy Porter Jr. called for holding on 4th down on the Titans' last drive. And that could have been detrimental. So the young guys got to clean it up, man. Got to clean it up. That's all I'm going to say. And again, it is not my opinion that that's coaching. I just don't. I never believed that as an athlete, as a guy who's played football and other sports. Anything that I did stupid on the football field was on me. Of course, my coaches told me not to get a penalty. So to me, you can't teach what a player does and how he reacts on a field. They got to do better than that. And we have done better than this with penalties. So they got to clean that up. Sacks. TJ Watt had a sack in the first. Highsmith got a sack in the second. Marcus Golden gets a sack in the second. Highsmith gets a sack on the last drive to force a 2nd and 18. So both of our pass rushers, 3 of our pass rushers had a decent night. I think Benton, keep an eye on Keanu Benton, man. Benton is going to be a force. It was good to see Cam out there. Cam was being his normal self, getting some tackles, plugging that middle. So maybe the run defense can be shored up a little bit more with Cam out there and Benton playing well. So keep an eye on that. But last but not least, Matt Canada was not the reason why the Steelers scored a mere 20 points tonight and had to wait until the 4th quarter to do it. Kenny, and I don't know if your real name is Kenneth or not, but that's what I'm going to call you. Mr. Kenneth Pickett, can you come on in here for a second? I see you was trying to leave the locker room, but I told you I wanted to talk to you. Come on in the office, brother. Kenneth. And like I said, I don't know if that's your name or not, but that's what I'm going to call you. Kenneth. Let me explain something to you. I myself, unlike a lot of people in Steeler Nation, I'm still riding with you. I think you have something. I'm going to give you time to develop. I don't know, and right now I don't really see franchise quarterback, but who knows? Who knows what you'll grow into? Part of it has been Matt Canada's system. There's numerous videos out there. I actually watched one today by, I forget the guy's name, but beautiful breakdown. I'm going to actually have that video for you guys on Tuesday. Sidebar. I'll post it in the chat. I just don't have it available right now. Excellent. Actually, hold on, Kenneth. I do have that video. Hold on. Let me find it. I'm going to post it in the chat. Hold on. Because this was an outstanding video. I mean, outstanding. And I think all of you all should see it. It's here. It's called The Steelers Offense Will Make You Hate Football from Brent Coleman. Fantastic video. Let me show you. I'm going to post it right here. So if you guys want to grab it, great. If not, then, when you get a chance, take a look at it. But I'm going to show it again as well. Man, we got quite a few people in here tonight. But here it is. Bam. Beautiful. And I mean, the way he breaks down Matt Canada's offense, he speaks about quite a few things that a lot of us here have talked about, but also he just goes in further depth with, the visuals, with having statistics and comparisons with other teams. Like I said, man, I was telling Kenyon earlier, I wish I had the capacity to do that kind of stuff because that's the stuff I love, but I have a full-time job. Unfortunately, I'm not a full-time content creator. Maybe you lovely people will blow this channel up to where I could do this full-time and that be what I do, but until then, I have to do this in my spare time. But anyway, back to, Kenneth, where you going? Man, get back in here. You see that? He's trying to be slick. Come back in here, man. Kenneth, like I said, I'm giving you time to grow, but you're going to have to speed it up. You're going to have to show me things this season to make me feel like you're growing. Pause. Because right now, I don't know. Every time you take a step, you just go backwards. Kenneth, you missed a ton of throws out there tonight. A ton. You missed Deontay Johnson early. Ball sailing high. You threw another ball high to George Pickens at some point in the game. Started getting yourself together a little bit in the second half. Najee, catch the ball, sir. I saw that too. That one wasn't on you, Kenneth. Calvin Austin, you got him splitting the safeties down the middle of the field, put it out in front. You got Calvin Austin with his super speed matched up on a linebacker down the middle of the field. Hit him. You got to put that thing out there with some touch, or just put it out there like Big Ben used to say when we had Martavius Bryant. Hey, I just try to throw it as far as I can and let him go get it. Like, you got to put that ball out front. You did it earlier. You remember, Kenny, when you threw that deep post? I forget who that was against. It might have been Cleveland. I think it was Cleveland. You did it earlier and you connected with him, and it was a long 70-something yard touchdown. You had another one tonight. There was third down. George Pickens on a crossing route in front of the defender. Put it in front of him, and George might still be running right now. Man, you had some bad throws out there. I can't keep seeing this from you, Kenneth. Because if I do, I'm going to lose confidence that you're growing. Pause. I'm going to lose confidence. Come on. I like your moxie. I even like, yeah, it looks like you're starting to hang in the pocket a little bit. I like that. But if you ain't accurate, fam, that's all I'm going to say. All right. Round of applause to Brent Fox, man. Appreciate the donation. Brent says NFL Films present by the skin of their teeth the story of the 2023 Pittsburgh Steelers. Absolutely, man. And that's where we're gonna finish up, man. As I look at some of the chats here. Hold on. Hey Debbie, my girl. Debbie says, the Sim bring in Tomlin Canada for living in their fears. Could they have not just gone for the first down and ended the game instead of allowing Tennessee to use their timeout? Yes, Debbie, I did talk about that. I said I would love to have seen Canada do something a little more creative. I mean, even if you don't want to take a lot of risk, what you could do, you know what you could do? Quick dump off, maybe a screen, get Kenny on the move, a little boot or something. But don't just do the most predictable running you can do. And just say, you know what? We're going to hope for a first down. If Najee or someone can break a tackle. And if we do that, we can end the game. If not, I trust the defense. No, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. Come on, man. Luis, round of applause. Man, a big one. Pause. Round of applause to Luis D for the donation. Michelle, I'm saying your name so I don't forget to address what you just said there, but let's read Luis's comment. Luis says, with my age, I try not to raise my blood pressure, but when I see the DC pass and present on occasion line up linebackers on wide receivers, do they believe this is a good idea? To make matters worse, Holcomb, who has been the linebacker in coverage, gets hurt. Yeah, man. Like I said, Luis, it does happen occasionally. I mean, teams are going to sometimes catch you in the right defense and they have the right personnel out there, but I cannot disagree with what you said because it happens a lot with the Steelers. It seems like we're seeing that happen way too often. So I fully agree with you there. Michelle, you are correct, Michelle. And hello, I'm assuming lady listeners, so welcome. I appreciate you. Guys, gals, make sure y'all say hello to the ladies. She says Kenny's ribs were hurt. That is a fact. I am going to give Kenneth a little bit of, because some of those balls was sailing horribly. So you know what? I am going to take a step back, Michelle, and consider what you said. That is a very, 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 very possibility, a very good chance that, his ribs was hurting and it affected his throwing. Very possible. You are correct. So I will say that. But all in all, man, this team is just, guys, if I could be honest with you, they're just not. I mean, unless a miracle happens and things really just start to click, right? Because ever since we've known the Steelers, they get hot in December and they play great football, but they're gonna have to really do it really fast. Because right now, again, on a night that you win a game, right, you scored 20 points. And it was struggle time for the most part until the end. Literally the fourth quarter, right? The Steelers are playing good defense, not great defense. There's still times where they leak, right? They're not a shutdown defense. They just are able to get after it, right? We had a lot of success rushing the passer tonight because Tennessee was a dumpster fire, man, as far as their offensive line. They had a lot of injuries, guys getting injured in the game. Even our boy Peter got hurt. But that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to dominate those situations. But is that going to happen each and every week? Do I trust our pass rush with TJ Highsmith, the guys in the middle, absolutely. I do. But am I going to sit here and think that they're going to get that type of pressure every week? No, not with the really good teams. Tennessee isn't a really good team right now. Tennessee just happened to match up with us well. Kind of the same kind of, rough and tough type of want to be a smash mouth team, want to be able to play, pass down the field with play action. It's kind of like what the Steelers would like to do. Not a great team. They're now 3-5. They're not great. So I don't feel great about this win. And like I told y'all, man, and I maybe go into it more Tuesday. I told y'all last week, all I need to do is see 7 games to understand what the team is. I've seen it. I've seen 8 games now. This team is just a team that can possibly play good enough defense to win a game late. This is not a team that you feel confident about winning. You think they might be able to beat the Packers next week? Perhaps. But I have no confidence today, even at 5-3, even after a win tonight. I ain't confident that they beat Cleveland again. I'm not confident that they beat Cincinnati because Cincinnati started to play well. Oh, Joe Burrow woke up. Not confident that they're going to beat the Ravens again. Should not have beaten the Ravens the first time. You talk about missed opportunities. The Ravens should have won that game handedly. It was at least 3 touchdowns that they dropped. So I just don't trust us, guys. I don't. And if you want to look in the future, I don't trust us absolutely not against Miami with that high-powered offense. Kansas City, even though they just lost to the Bengals. Do I trust us against the Bengals? Do I trust us against Buffalo? I mean, it's a plethora of teams that you think might have a chance near the end. Jacksonville, if you see them again. I don't. We're not a good team. Can they end up being a good team by week 15, 16? I guess. But this team is just full of inconsistencies. Offensive line played a little better tonight. Opened up some holes. Both Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris had some totes. And both of them over 60 yards. Did a decent job. Plus 100 yards on the ground. They played way better tonight than they played against the Jaguars. But it's up and down. Maybe we have found the right combination with Broderick Jones in there. I don't know. But I'm just saying, eye test doesn't give me confidence in this team. I'm just being real. But they can change my mind. Put together a string of wins, my mind changes. We'll see. But that's where I'm at. I think this team right now is a middle-of-the-road type of team. Possibly could they get another 9-8 season? Maybe. But that's about where I'm at right now because I just don't see the dominance. I don't see this Steelers team able to take a game over and win it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the offense, somebody just said Warren had 8 yards of carry. And here's the funniest thing, guys. I got Warren and Najee in my fantasy, right? And the Jags game put a sour taste in my mouth because a lot of times, because right now, I don't have a bunch of running backs. Again, most of y'all know this was my first year playing fantasy and I'm getting used to it, but I didn't really pick a lot of running backs early, so I ended up with Najee, but now off of waivers and stuff, I was able to get Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards gave me great points last week, so he's my starter along with Najee, and then I was putting Warren in the flex. But after last week, and Warren or Najee giving me anything, I made a decision tonight, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to play both of these guys because I haven't seen that offense really do that run by committee where it's worked. So I had to sit one, and I decided to sit Warren. And I was like, please, don't let this be the night that Warren really goes off. Of course, I would prefer us to win. Who cares about my fantasy team? But I was just jokingly saying, watch this be the night that Warren goes off and I have him on the bench. But Najee is the one who got in the end zone. Both of them had comparable numbers. So I did pretty decent with that. But, yeah, man, they don't win games, if that makes sense. I know you guys understand what I'm saying. They just don't win it with dominance. Again, look, we won this game in the last, 4 seconds? With an interception on a shot to the end zone from a team that was on about the 19-yard line. That could have went either way. And that's my hesitation with this team, even though right now they're at 5-3. I'm just being honest, man. Najee ran hard tonight too, man. Najee is starting to come around a little bit. But again, offensive line, man, I can't wait to watch the game again. But really, I can't wait for the 22 so I can really see from that perspective. So, all right, let me spend a little time with you guys, man. How long I've been on? Man, 56 minutes. I'll spend a little more time. Just a little bit. You know, tomorrow's Friday. I can stay up a little later tonight, right? Gavin says, if you start Warren, the run game will decline. Okay. That is interesting, Gavin. I don't think a lot of other people understand that. I'm with you. A lot of people, it's a lot of you guys are highlight watchers, and most of y'all know me now. Y'all know that's not a dig. That's not a diss. It's the truth. Most football fans are just casually watching, and they want to see their team do well. But they don't look at the intricacies. They don't look at the dynamics. They don't look at the matchups. They don't look at design. They don't look at skill sets. They don't look at none of that. And I say highlight watchers because most of the time you hear about a guy. Most people watch football from a fantasy football perspective. The stats is what make you decide if a guy is good or bad. Remember? Because as soon as Jaylen Warren started doing good and Najee wasn't doing that well, most people were saying, see, man, they need to sit him down. He's a bust. You need to start Warren. No. Are you considering that the offensive line wasn't opening holes and executing as well as at that time Matt Canada's calling the most vanilla plays for Najee? I 100% agree with Gavin. I think Najee is the one you start, and Warren is the change of pace guy. I love this two-back set. Let me go on the record and say that. If our offense can get some consistency, I love the two-back set that we have. I love what Najee Harris brings to this offense when he's hot. You know, he's like our Derrick Henry in a sense in terms of size. Like I like a big, bulky guy like that can fall forward. Only thing I got with Najee is sometimes Najee gets outside of his fundamentals and he doesn't always, hit the hole when he should. Sometimes he'll have a play or two where he's trying to do too much. But I like that combination. That's just me. What else y'all got? Marlon Nicholson says, what up, Marlon? He says, we almost had 400 total yards tonight. If we could have a few plays back here and there, yeah, we would have been there, right? I mean, if you hit that one to Calvin Austin, we would have been right there. Brent Fox says, oh, y'all just block Luke Utz. He doesn't deserve any of our energy. What's he doing? Let me find this guy. Oh, all right, Luke, you out of here. Holla, dog. Hold on, let me do it. I'm gonna have to do it from here. You're just trolling, man. I'm gonna give you one more chance. How about that? I'll give you one more chance. Biggie, give me one more chance. Luis D, round of applause for the donation. Luis says, my fantasy, I have Kenneth, Jalen, Deontay, George, Fryermuth, and Boswell, and the defense. Oh, my Lord. See, you can't do it. And see, again, that's my problem. I did this similar thing. It's been working for me, though. I had Kenneth earlier, dropped him now, but got Jalen Hurts as my starter. I have to pick up another quarterback soon because the Eagles are going to go on a bye. But I do have Deontay as one receiver. I have Najee. Like I said, I picked up Warren late. I do have Boswell, and I have the Steelers defense. So I almost fell into that trap too. And honestly, that's the reason why I never played fantasy back in the day, because I tried it one time years ago. I was too Steelers biased, so it just completely wrecked how I played. Took me forever to even play again this year. The only reason why I did it is a spot opened up in my father-in-law's league, and he told me when it happened that I had to be in it. And I was like, all right, because y'all want me to play, I'll do it. It's just really not necessarily my thing, but I'll be honest, I'm having fun with it. So I'm glad I'm playing. But next year I'm gonna really know how to draft because it'll be year 2. I'll have my rookie season out the way and I'll be on my sophomore season. What else y'all got? A little bit longer. Stillberg says, okay, he's talking to Luke. What Luke said? Luke said something stupid. I told you I was gonna give him another chance because he has a right to say what he wants to say, but just don't be stupid. Don't be in here trolling and being dumb. He says, I got another chance because blocking someone as hard as scoring a touchdown TD on the Steeler offense. Oh, okay. So yeah, he's not talking reckless yet. So I'm not gonna block him. I'm not gonna block him until he gets reckless. That's my motto. Leonard Green says, Kenneth Shane sounds like a country music name. Yeah, man. Like I said, I do understand that Kenny Pickett is still growing. That's just my opinion. I know some of y'all disagree with me, and that's fine. We don't have to agree. But I'm just thinking about reality. You can't just keep trying to pick quarterbacks here, pick quarterbacks there. You made your commitment, whether he was the guy or not. You're going to give him at least 3 seasons. You're just going to do that. Y'all know that. So I'm just looking to see if there's growth, if he can finally get it. And part of it is Canada. Part of it, Canada has held him back. Go watch Brent Coleman's video. Trust me, you're going to see it. So I'm not all the way out on Kenny, but tonight Kenny had a bad game, and that's why I made that the title. He has to play better, period. He has to. No excuse. And maybe the ribs was affecting him, but come on, man. Mark Cunningham says, Brett, Cole had a great block on Najee's touchdown. Oh, great. Okay, Mason Cole had a good block. Yeah, Ciamalo threw a nice block out there, too, on one of those plays. So I think the line got it together a little bit tonight. Jacob Bellinger says, I don't think the QB thing is going to work out for Kenny. We'll see. Maybe not. Let's see what Luke got here. Luke says, I hate all of you with the passion, but I wouldn't have it any other way. You can imagine having a rivalry with some losers from Ohio. All right, bye. Goodbye, dog. Because you know what? Like, again, it's all fun and games, but really, you're the loser. Because clearly, whatever you're doing, you're getting your rocks off doing, like, why? It's just silly, man. I don't play a lot of social media games because, I just come from a different era. I don't have time for it. I still try to abide by my way of living and my rules and how I grew up. I don't let social media interfere with that. Like some people be like, oh, it's just social media. Yeah, I'm just cut from a different cloth. Like I don't care to have that riffraff. I'm cool with welcoming the opposing teams come in here, we chit chat, get at each other, snap on each other, whatever, cool. But all of the stuff that has nothing to do with anything, I holler. Because it don't matter that much to me. I'm cool with my folks here, my family. I don't need another view, another sub that bad. That's corny. So what else y'all got? Yeah, me too, Brent. That's the film study is gonna be good on that one. Gavin Carr says, but it is Canada's playbook, so going to keep seeing halfback dives and always in the shotgun. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's multiple things, man, that we haven't really seen Kenny. And it's funny because remember when we always thinking that we would see Canada flourish with Kenny because he was mobile? It's still, I owe Ben a little bit of an apology, man. It won't all Ben, even though Ben didn't play great his last season, but it wasn't all Ben. Somebody says, Sim don't play with those weirdo games. We are winners here. Yeah, I don't do corny stuff, man. Leonard Green says, all that rah-rah is unacceptable. Feel you on that, Sim. Respect. McDam says, we root for our team until we stroke out and lose our voices. I was heated at the Giants game, man. If y'all could have seen me. And again, shout outs to whoever that was that I met at that rest stop area with the restaurant place that had, we was in the Popeyes line or whatever. Shout outs to you. my dumb self, I forgot to ask what your name was. But that was a cool moment, man. Somebody, I'm on a rest stop off of the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and somebody was like, SimF. That was cool. That was cool. I shouted him. I was like, hey, what's up? What's going on? And then I said, you know what? After I finished talking right here, let me run over there. I walked over there, gave him dap. But I wish I knew who it was now. So if it was whoever it was, when you hear this, please let me know. And I'm going to probably repeat this again on Tuesday because I definitely want to know who it was. McDam says, I looked for you. I was there. Okay, bet. Yeah, I was there, man. And I'm thinking about going to the Packers game too. So stay tuned. I might very well be at the Packers game as well. Definitely let's not take Green Bay lightly. Listen, Steelers fans, and I knew I was going to be here a little late with y'all tonight. Steelers fans, we can't afford to take nobody lightly. We're not great. We're not a good team. Let's just be honest. We're not that. These boys are going to have to go on a run to prove to me that they can be better than what we saw tonight, even in a win. All right, so a few more minutes. Relfax says, what happened to A-Rob, Austin, Washington, Muth? I know he's hurt. Well, he says, why are we not using these guys? Yeah, Muth is hurt, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah, we finally threw a little play action pass to Donnell Washington, but you're right, man. And we tried to hit A-Rob. Kenny missed him in the end zone, threw it in the dirt, but yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't. It's Canada, I guess, man. Or it's Kenny. Or it's Kenny. Round of applause to is it Chyla? Chyla or Chila? And then looking at the picture. So I hope I'm saying that right. Is it Chyla or Chila? And can you confirm? It looks like, and again, the picture is so small, but it looks like you might be another lady listener. So first of all, thank you for the donation. I really, really appreciate you. I'm going to say she, but if I'm wrong, correct me. She says, shout out for regulating the room. Glad I found this chat. Enjoy the content here. And we enjoy you. We enjoy you wholeheartedly. So I appreciate that. Pronounced and I was going to say Chyla. It just has the cute spelling. Shout out Chyla. Let's see. Appreciate that, Chyla. And welcome, Miss Lady. We lay out the red carpet for the ladies here, fellas and gals. Make sure y'all say hello to Chyla. We getting a lot of the ladies, man. I love it. John Rhyme says, game not close if it wasn't for the refs. Oh, good point. And I forgot to talk about them, so thank you for bringing that up. Man, I don't know what the deal is, man. Again, I literally wanted to throw up at the Jags game. Like, I wanted to run out on the field and get arrested. But watching that game and then watching some of the stuff tonight, I don't get it, man. I don't know what's going on with the refs. Steelers ain't getting a lot of calls, man. They're really not. And also, Debbie, I see you. Welcome, Chyla, as I knew you would. Debbie, y'all got to get at me, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for another steel table, ladies steel table, man. I need to get y'all back on. And I know y'all like to convene with each other and decide who's coming. But please try to make that happen soon. I need to talk to my ladies, man. The fans enjoy too. We need another ladies still table. Still a nation. The ladies are still a nation. All right, a couple more. Whippled 18 GT says, we haven't used any tight ends besides on the rollout and the dump pass. We'd love to see that. Okay, I think you said you'd love to see us have it in a deep route or have a deep route built off of when teams start to crash and underthrow. Yeah, nothing in the seams, man. I mean, we ain't getting nothing. Freiermuth was kind of that guy, and maybe I don't want to say Washington can't do it, but just try it. You know, he's such a big target and nobody's looking for him, so we might be able to catch a defense sleeping. We have been trying to get the ball to Connor Haywood a little bit, like on in routes and stuff like that, but he's not your traditional tight end. But we got to utilize the big guys, man. We really do. And maybe when Muth comes back, that we'll do more of that. But like I said, we won't even doing that with Muth. So a little pissed off by that. I feel you, Leonard Green. I feel you. I feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah, you're right. Don't even joke like that, right? McDam says Keanu Benton is gonna be a beast in a year or so. Yeah, I think we got something special with him, man. He sure did, Shyla. He did get a catch tonight, and it moved the chains. But it was like a little rollout, you know, a little play action rollout, boot, quick dump down. All right, so give me one more. Here we go. Jimbo, I love that. Jimbo, he says, TJ gets held all game long and gets flagged for tackling the quarterback with a clean hit. Absolutely. You are absolutely correct. It is a travesty, man. I mean, again, I love the fact that TJ is a beast and he garners a lot of attention, but at the same time, come on, man. Yeah, come on. But all right, folks, I'm going to get up out of here, man. I really enjoyed you all tonight. We had a nice, large crowd tonight. I respect, love, appreciate all of y'all, and I enjoyed watching the game, even though my heart probably was palpitating. You know, I'm sure my heart rate went up. Come on, Steelers. I'm not trying to be a cardiac watcher, watching the cardiac kids. Come on, guys. Can we have some games that we can say, yo, man, we dominated that game, please? Because I do think there's talent on this team. I think you guys are young, but I think there's talent, man. And I think if this offense can just click more often, I think we can consistently produce 20 or more points. See, I don't even have lofty expectations. I'm not expecting them to score like the Chiefs or score like Miami or whoever else. I'm not even expecting that yet. I know it's a process, but I think we have the talent at the skill positions. And I think, yes, Kenneth Pickett. I know somebody confirm, is that the dude's name? Is his real name Kenny? Or is it for short for Kenneth? I'm just gonna call him Kenneth because I'm mad at him. I'm not being straight up with him. You know, like how parents do. They call your whole name when you in trouble. They call it the whole thing. My mom used to call my first and middle name. I knew I was in trouble. If she called all three, oh man. So that's how I'm treating Kenneth. But I'd even think, yes, Kenneth, we can win with him. He just got to be consistent. Because I think he has a little bit of the dog fight in him, right? And that's sometimes is all I need. I need a dog. He just got to bite. Got to bite. He just got to bite. Oh, that's his name. Kenneth Shane. Okay. So it is Kenneth. Yeah, Debbie said, yeah, Sim, full government. Yeah, when you got that full government from Mom Dukes, yeah, you was in trouble. No doubt. But all right, man, if y'all haven't already, if y'all been here and y'all have enjoyed the content, can you show me by actually hitting the like button? Then after that, why don't you subscribe? Go on and be a part of the family. And then after that, cut on your notifications so you know when videos are streamed and or uploaded. But outside of that, hope you guys had a fantastic night. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Get some sleep. If you work tomorrow and you're Monday through Friday like me, hooray. We are off. Let's just get through Friday. And we can have a nice chill weekend because we got our game. We got our win. And now we can just sit back and enjoy football and not have these heart palpitations. All right, man. Thank y'all for coming through. God bless. Good night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And like always, thank you for tuning in to the Steelers After Play tonight. Steelers versus Titans, Week 9. Catch you in the next one. Peace.